Evening, gang. It's Sunday the 8th. It's Sunday the 8th of September 2019. Welcome along to this evening's... I can't get the words out today. I think I should start all over again. Do you fancy going through the 5-minute countdown all over again? Should we do that all over again? No, I didn't think you'd want to. Good evening. It's Sunday, the 8th of September, 2019. Welcome along to tonight's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. Just right at the beginning of the show, I just wanted to say, Maureen, I got your text. Your ticket number 538, okay? Maureen's the only one that uses the text-in thing, so she wanted to raffle tickets. 538 is your ticket for tonight, my darling. All right, well, welcome along to the show. Anyone see the new Scarborough on Friday night? BBC One colour? How funny is that? Absolutely hilarious. Oh, you've got to watch it, okay? You've got to watch it. And it's the guy who wrote Benidorm, Derren Litten, friend of mine, and he's kept the karaoke thing in there, and I'm so pleased about that. I had no idea what was going to be in a new Scarborough, and then they had the karaoke thing, and Derren, the writer, is actually the karaoke host on that programme. So basically, now he comes to my karaoke nights, basically he's nicked my job. It's outrageous, dear. Absolutely outrageous. He's nicked my job. But never mind, he did it very well. So that's on Friday nights, 9:30 on BBC One Colour. Also, of course, on the BBC iPlayer, boys and girls. Do look for that, Scarborough. My favourite joke in there was the Jimmy Savile joke, where you got this bloke who's probably, the character is probably round about the same age as me, a little bit different. And we do talk. You know, the over 50s do talk differently from the over 40s. The millennials are just in another world all on their own. And he's talking to a millennial, and he mentions Jimmy Savile. And, of course, the millennial thinks it's all very inappropriate to even mention the name. And he says, oh, right. And the old bloke says, yeah, okay, fair enough. But they had a cracking theme tune, didn't they? Jim will fix it and he won't let you down. And it goes on like that. Hilarious. That was my favourite comment in the whole absolutely hilarious. Do watch that, okay? Scarborough, BBC One Colour on Friday night at 9:30. Now, Derren, I was speaking to earlier today, actually. He's going to try and call in at some point. I don't know if that's tonight, if he's with us tonight or not. I don't know. If you are, please send us a message and I might open the phone line, actually, this evening. Do you want a phone line open this evening? I might actually open the phone line this evening, so we'll see about that. And we'll see if he's available to call in tonight, all right? So might want to talk about it. Right, let's do some messages early on today in the show, because what's happening at the moment, I'm just running out of time for all the messages. I can't possibly read every single message that comes in anymore, all right, my darling? So if you want a two-way conversation, I'm afraid that really can't happen because there's so many other people. And I like to at least say hello to everyone once. Okay, so I do my best to do that. Dr. SOS Gregorian gets the first message of the day in. Good evening to you, sir. Mark Jones in the house. Good evening, Mark. Seneca over on Periscope. We've got someone on Periscope this evening. Good evening to you. Kevin Webster, greetings. Mark Kempner, Mark Bowles, Tommy Flynn. Haven't won a fridge magnet yet? No, you haven't, dear. The draw is on Monday mornings. Sometime between 8:30 and 10 o'clock is our fridge magnet draw, boys and girls. You can get a raffle ticket on every single show, right up to the beginning of the next show. Every show that comes out, you can have a raffle ticket. Only one per show. By whatever method, you can only have one ticket per show. Anyone caught cheating but try and get 2 tickets is struck off. Yeah, we'll send the boys round, mate. And I'll send one of my straight friends round. Oh, yeah, Mark Bowles, I'll send him round there. He looks a dodgy character. I shall be sending Mark Bowles round to your house to kick the hell out of you if you try and get 2 tickets, all right? So we will be giving out tickets a little bit later on this evening. But no, there's been no draw yet. Outrageous. All these people that think they can have a fridge magnet. You know, the amount of private messages... Oh, I think I should have a fridge magnet because. There's an answer every time. You know, look at this show as the same as going into a casualty. You go in there with a sore throat. Oh, I think I should be first because I've been putting money in to the NHS. No, sit down. Wait your bloody turn. Sit. Hello to Mark Cording. Good evening. I'm glad you enjoyed my organ playing this morning. That went all right. Played the organ at church this morning. I think that went all right. I got to tell you, even after being doing this for I must be been doing this now for 6 months now. I don't do it every week. In fact, if anything, I'm doing it less now because as time has gone on, we seem to have more and more people who are willing to give it a go now. And there's about 5 organists now for the 11 o'clock mass, which means you're lucky to get one a month at the moment. And I think probably that's why I'm still getting so nervous. And the 2 or 3 days leading up to mass at the church, I'm like, oh God. And I'm sitting there and my fingers go all cold and then the bell goes, ding, 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 ding. And you have to start, you see. And I'm so nervous right the way up to it. Anyway, I think it went off all right. And at the end, I'm just finishing off and I'm playing a long note right at the end. What did we have? No. Oh, gosh. What was the term? I can't remember. Wasn't he we were... Oh, no, at the name of Jesus. That one. I played at the end a really long note, and someone come running up the stairs. Oh, here comes another complaint. But it wasn't. It was Nice Things, and she said, "Oh, it's so nice to hear someone who plays loud." And it's funny. A couple of weeks ago, they were all moaning, "Oh, it's a bit loud. Oh, it's a bit fast." Well, go and play it yourself, then, you old bag. Blooming cheek. Always people there to criticise, isn't there? Always. Isn't it like some of the people that watch this show? They're looking at the moment for something that's wrong in here. Maybe the calendar that's not turned over, or the clock that hasn't moved, or a dead plant behind me. Oh, there's a dead plant behind you. Oh, your collar's undone. Oh, there's a little mark on your T-shirt. They think they don't see any of the content in the show at all. Just little thoughts all the time. Never mind. Evening to Michael Lawrence. Wendy's there. Hello, Wendy. Good evening, Wendy. Have you got rid of your tickets yet, darling? You got rid of your tickets yet? Good evening to Mike Rees-Ponto. Evening, Mike. Lindsay Lewis. Good evening, Lindsay. Welcome to the show. Eve and Harry. There you go. Look, Eve and Harry. Don't forget to bring my fridge magnet up this week. Thank you. You haven't won one. You have to win one. It has to be the same for If I'd have given out fridge magnets to everyone with every excuse under the sun to get a fridge magnet, there'd be none left now. The fridge magnets are specifically purchased for the competition at enormous expense to me. Although I have to say, I have some good YouTube news. They've started paying me. How exciting is that? Yes. They have, since this channel has now been monetized, I have earned 41 pence in a week. But it's a start. It is a start. 41 pence. How exciting is that? I mean, the fact that the fridge magnet cost me 60 quid, I mean, it's part of it, though, isn't it? 41 pence this week. I will keep you fully updated on how much cash is coming in. 41. They don't actually pay out until I think you get to $60 or $100, whatever that is. But nevertheless, 41 pence. We can have a calculator. Do you remember the Blue Peter, the totalizer? Do you remember that on Blue Peter when they did these charity things? They had a totalizer thing, didn't they, in the studio, and it would tell you how much money they'd raised for whatever charity it was. I could have one of those here, couldn't I? Maybe I'll get my brother-in-law to make me something. It's something that flashes up with the latest money in the bank. Good evening to Kate Doody. Good evening, Kate. Rob Shaggy Kershaw. Good evening to you. I haven't watched your live shows for a good week, so had a lot on. If it's still in the case, can I have a raffle number, please? You can when I do the raffle tickets. I'll let you know when to ask, okay? And you must ask. Don't assume you're going to get one. And I can't go back to... Otherwise, it gets very confusing. Wait till I ask, okay? It's 2 o'clock in the morning where Mr. SOS Gregorian is in Armenia, isn't it? He's having a little holiday over there at the moment. A very good evening to LaBelle over in New York. My emerald-eyed macho crumpet. I don't quite know if I'm macho really or not, but perhaps I am today for you. I do hope so. Hello to Russ Vernon. Good evening, Russ. There's another one asking for a raffle ticket. We haven't done it yet. Cool, blimey, you ain't done it yet, mate. All right, Mark Bowles. Thank you, Mark. Mark's volunteering there to go around and beat people up in case they start asking for too many raffle tickets at once. Okay. Thank you, Tommy. Tommy's noticed the haircut. Thank you very much. I had my haircut for a delightful young man yesterday. He was about 23, 24, I think he was, snipping away, rubbing past me as he brushed past me. I'm not sure if he was gay or not, to be honest. He had very perfect hair, but that's not an indication. I've got to tell you, a lot of the straight lads look camper than the gay ones these days. Have you noticed that? Oh my God, we're all walking around in their little shell suits, dear, trying to act all hard. Dear me, ripped. They got the no-knee jeans, haven't they? They walk around with no-knee jeans, no socks on, and trousers that disappear up above the ankles. What's all that about, lads? No socks. You get ever such cold tootsies. Well, you won't be doing that in the winter, will you? Dear me, far too cold. Far too cold. Mark says Scarborough, the TV programme was amazing. It really was. It was very, very good indeed. Good evening to Mari Lowe. Good evening, Mari. David in Hemel. Hello to you, sir. I said LaBelle's name correctly on Periscope at last. We do try, my dear. We do try. Right. There you go. Mark did door work, so he's the perfect person. There we are. You open the doors. Excuse me, sir. Mark here from the United Kingdom Talk. Can I ask you, have you asked for 2 raffle tickets and you'll be there? Oh, well, and you don't ask anymore. You just get punched your lights out and that's it. We don't do any of that namby-pamby, you know. Oh, you should talk to them and understand what's wrong. No, we don't do that. We don't do that here on United Kingdom Talk. If you upset me, I send Mark Bowles round, or one of the many other door staff working here, and they drag you out the house, they kick you to hell, and they dump the body in a river. That's how it is. Or on occasions, if there's no river close by, you are chopped up into small pieces, placed in carrier bags, and dotted all around the country, like that bloke in London a few years ago. That's what will happen. I'm sorry, so don't upset me this morning. David, if I ask for 2 tickets, Chris has happened to chuck up. Please, David, do a little bit of decorum, David. A little bit of decorum, dear. Honestly, good evening to Ian Days. Hello, Ian. Lindsay's new. Whereabouts are you, Lindsay? We do like to know where people are. Thank you, Mark. This is a very cheap jacket. I think it cost about 20 quid on eBay. Type in novelty jackets. You'll find loads of novelty jackets. I also actually get some of my jackets from the same place that I get my lovely backdrops from, which is a place called Rosegal, Rosegal. Rosegal.com, I think it is. It's a Chinese, it's in China. So sometimes the stuff takes a little bit of time to come, but it does come. And it's not particularly good quality, you know, but it looks good. And that's what's important when we're doing this thing. You know, it doesn't all look good in here. You know that, don't you? It's only the bit that zoomed in on me. I mean, look, what a dump. Look. What? This is life in the raw. Life in the raw, that's what it is. Good evening to... Wendy says that jacket is definitely wrong. You don't like this one. This is actually my most unpopular jacket I'm wearing today. It was a toss-up today between this one and the pineapples. The pineapple jacket. But if you want one of these, I can't see you wearing something like this on the door, though, Mark, to be honest. You know, you got a black jacket and tie. Something like that, okay? Right. Right. Oh, it's Matthew's birthday today. I think that's Angela's son. So I'll do that at the end of your at the end of the show today. All right. All right. Angela, I'll do that at the end of the show with the other birthdays. Actually, if you're still there when I start doing the birthdays, if I don't do it right at the beginning, can you remind me before I get to the end of the list? Because you're not on the list that I'm going to look at. I've written you down in front of me, but sometimes I might forget to do that, all right? So do remind me. Okay. Wendy, why are you laughing at 41 pence? It's a start, dear. great oak trees are born from small acorns. I think I've got a feeling this time next month, Wendy, you'll be laughing at the other side of your face when millions of pounds will be rolling into my bank account here. I'll have staff here this time next month. Staff answering phone calls, dealing with signed photographs. I won't have to do it all myself. I'll just turn up, chat for a while. There'll be someone else operating all the buttons and all that. So I won't have to do anything, dear. Just sit here and talk. How dare you laugh at my 41 pence? Rude. That's what it is, rude. Wendy has got rid of her tickets. Okay, excellent. Ian, maybe you can sell some fridge magnets and raise money for charity. I don't think so, Ian. Raise money for charity, dear. You can buy one if you want. If the only other way to get one of these, other than win one in the raffle on Monday mornings, is to purchase one for only £10,000. Okay? If you buy one of these for £10,000, I will personally deliver it to you wherever you are in the world. Of course, if you're in another country, you may like to convert to your own currency for that. For £10,000, you can own one of these, and I will deliver it to you personally. And you can even have we can do this. We can do a selfie together, can't we? Shall we do one now? Shall we do a selfie? We'll do a selfie. So pretend that's you there. Right, that's you there. Okay. I've turned up now. I've turned up with the fridge magnet. So we've got the fridge magnet, and we're going to do a selfie of ourselves. Here we go. There you go. All right. We've done a selfie. There we are. So that's you and me. That could be you and me, you see. You and me and you. Lots of stuff for us to do. Do you remember that dreadful programme? That was on BBC One Colour, weren't it? That one. Are you going to see Barry Manilow at the Proms? No, Mark. And the reason I'm not going to see Barry Manilow at the Proms is because there's a lot of other wonderful art, and Tony Blackburn's he's hosting. I believe Tony Blackburn is hosting, along with many, many other things. It would be a fantastic day and all that. The only thing is, it's really long. Really long. I believe it starts at some time in the afternoon. That doesn't mean you have to get there in the afternoon. But if you're not, you're going to have trouble getting to the front. It's a bit like, when I go to the Radio London Soul Night Out, which I don't think is on this year, actually. Usually, blimey, is it? It's been nearly a year since that was on there. I usually go to the Radio London Soul Night Out, which is once a year with Tony Blackburn. And me and my friend Peter, we get there quite early, okay? So we're in that queue, and then we get into the club, and we immediately move to the front of the stage. And that is where we go for a quick wee, and then we go to the front of the stage, and we stay there, and that's it, and we've got our position. Do you see what I mean? So if you want to do the same in the Proms in the Park, I assume it's all standard. There might be some seats there, I don't know. But you'd have to get there early, get to the front, and it's a long time. You're there for hours, and I don't think I'd handle that too well. I don't really, so that's why I'm not going, okay? Hello to Wanda. Wanda Kirby Allison, good evening to you. Wendy, Wendy's answering. Wendy has 2 tickets. Wendy has 2 tickets, there you go. Wendy's on there for Proms in the Park next Saturday. Okay, so if you want to talk to Wendy about that, then feel free on here. Perhaps a private message or something like that. Look, Playtime with Evie and Harry. I've got to tell you, that's my nephew, Gary. He's got about 200 YouTube accounts now. I'm never sure which one he's on. I'll swap you a fridge magnet for your favourite crisps. No! Fridge magnets, purchase for £10,000 or win one by raffle. That's it. We must stop this begging, dear. Begging, dear. Juan is there. Good evening, Juan, who's watching football games of the National Football League. Never really been into football, to be honest, Juan. My nephew Jimmy is very, very into football, as indeed was my dad. My dad was a Queen's Park Rangers supporter. My nephew supports Luton Town, I think it is. What they call the Imps. When he's out with his mates, they go around, screaming, "Up the Imp! We're up the Imp! The Imps are going up! The Imps are going..." It means nothing to me whatsoever. I keep threatening one day to turn up when Jim is out with his... He's 22 years old. When he's in a pub, rather drunk, with all his mates, I keep threatening to turn up and borrow one of my drag friends' outfits in full drag. And I'll walk in there. and go up to him. Jimmy, it's Uncle Chris. Can you imagine his face? You'd have to come and hold the camera. Oh, that would be I'd love to do that. I think I should. What do you reckon? Good evening to Peter Murrell. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Peter Murrell. Good evening, Peter Murrell. Welcome to the show. He's over there on YouTube. Good evening to Brendan Brady fan. Evening to you, sir. All right. Angela, did you see my new hair colour? Sent it to your messages. No, I didn't. Let's have a quick look at your new hair colour. Oh, my God, she's gone rainbow. She's gone rainbow. How have you done that? How have you managed that? Cool, you must have been ages with those little felt pens doing it. Did you ever do that at school? It looks good, Angela. I love it. There's yellow, pink, green, blue, turquoise. I've got a preference for the yellow. I like the colour yellow. I like the look of that. Well done, Angela. That looks fantastic. I can't show everyone else because I need to know before we go on if I to upload anything onto it. But fantastic. I love it. Love it, Angela. Well done, darling. Wanders in USA, South Carolina. Carolina. Have you got the hurricanes there? We saw... Has it been or is it coming there? It destroyed the Bahamas, didn't it? Awful. Just imagine, 1 minute you're in your house and then you're told to leave and you come back and it's gone. It's dreadful, that hurricane there. I know it was heading, they said on our news. We get all the news, from America as well. I know it was heading for the Carolinas. I'm not quite sure if that means South Carolina, you see, so do let us know. All right. Have you ever been shot at? I wouldn't do that job. Door work. You must be joking, Mark. He said he'd be shot if he wore this. Have you ever been shot at on the door? It's a dreadful job, that is. I don't know how you do that, my friend. I really don't know how you do that. Mr. Gregorian, I can't click on links while I'm doing the show, unfortunately. But I've already earmarked a Halloween backdrop, actually. Yes, I haven't ordered it yet. I'll see if I can click on that a little bit later and see which one. If you might have chosen the one that I've got there, okay? All right. Here we go. David, shut up. David is always moaning. He's found something else to moan about now. Your jacket was made in a Chinese sweatshop exploiting children 8 years and under. Well, don't buy one then. Don't buy one. How do you know? How do you know where this was made in a Chinese sweatshop? Were you there? No. You've just assumed, haven't you? Bloody left-wingers on this programme. Go away, dear. I'm sure if you pick up the phone, Jeremy Corbyn will want to speak to you on the phone for 5 minutes. He hasn't got many people ringing him up at the moment. Are you singing tomorrow? I've got to say, David in Hemel is one of our karaoke singers. Oh, incidentally, don't forget... The karaoke streams have moved, okay? The way you're watching this channel now is where you used to get the karaoke streams as well. That's not going to happen anymore as from now. This particular channel is dedicated only to chat shows. There's a new channel set up for the karaoke streams. If you go to my main YouTube channel, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK, don't forget to hit the subscribe button there, please, boys and girls. If you have a look down the right-hand side, you should see featured channels, and it will say Karaoke London on one of those. Hit the subscribe button there, and you'll get the karaoke streams carrying on there. All right. They will be on Facebook as well, as usual. But as you well know, we do lose the Facebook feed after a while because they don't have the same sort of copyright things set up as YouTube does. It's just a complete and utter pain in the arse, to be honest. So we're always cut off at that 9 times out of 10. But generally, the whole of the YouTube thing goes out fine, no problems at all, because they seem to have sort of agreements with various music companies and things like that, and then that's fine. Although I can't sort of monetize those. Sometimes the record companies decide that they're able to put their own adverts on there in exchange for me being able to sort of play the music in the background. All right, so don't forget that, gang. Go to youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. On the right hand side, I think on the right at the bottom there, it says featured channels, one of which will be Karaoke London. Just click on there, and that's where you'll find our karaoke streams on Monday night, around about 7:30. I say roundabout. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later, and also on Friday nights at around about 8:30. Okay? Rob, you need a sponsor for your show, Chris, that helps the money rolling in. What companies do you think would be good for sponsor the show? Well, I mean, you'd be a good start, to be honest, Rob. How much are you willing to pay? I'm not cheap. I'm not cheap. Pardon? Or easy. No, I'm not. Do you know someone said that to me last night? I said to them, I'm not easy. And they said, yes, you are. How rude is that? God's sake, man. Thank you, Rob. Well, make me an offer. Make me an offer. All right. Hello to Rashid. Good evening to Rashid Abu Zara over there on YouTube as well. There we are. I think Wendy's talking to Mark there. Can I have your sort code and account number, Chris? I'll transfer the money now. Oh, thank you ever so much, Rob. Oh, that's handy, Rob. I'll give you that in a minute. Funnily enough, I was just speaking to a lovely chap in Nigeria who was also offering to send me money, and all I had to do was send him £250, and I should have some money in an account later on that apparently a dead relative has just left me in Nigeria. Although I don't remember any dead relatives that I have in Nigeria, but apparently there is one. And this nice man from a Nigerian bank who I just spoke to earlier has guaranteed that the money will be there within 24 hours. So I'm looking forward to that, okay? Lindsay said that silly prices for a fridge magnet. Well, that's how it is, Lindsay. You can have one £10,000 or you can win one in our Monday morning raffle. And if you're still around later, you'll be able to get a raffle ticket from that completely free of charge, Lindsay. It stops people, taking the mick. It's like these people that go to doctor's surgeries, you see. These people that go to doctor's surgery, cut fingers and sore throats, completely wasting the time of the NHS. They turn up a casualty like that. Oh, I've cut my finger. Can I have a free plaster, please, on the NHS? They do, That wouldn't happen if they charged them a 10 quid to get in there, and all the time wasters and all that, going to doctor surgeries and NHS. I really believe they should have a £10 charge every time you visit the doctor or something like that. That would stop the time wasters. Well, it's a similar thing to the fridge magnet, you see. To stop people taking the mick, they are available for £10,000. Or you could win one in our weekly Monday morning raffle, okay? Hello to Miles Richardson, who's come from Retro Restore. That's one of my brother-in-law's YouTube channels. He makes a fortune, he does, on his videos. 41 pence I've made this week. Hello to Mike Conti. A very good evening to you, Mike. Was it a year? No, it was more than a year ago. Are you sure it was just a year ago, Mark? Was it a year ago we were at the O2? I can't remember now. I believe Barry's coming back again next year, I think Wendy was saying there. The Imps are Lincoln City. Yes, I thought they were. Russ, my nephew, as I say, is a big fan. He's back with his girlfriend, though, now. She's a lovely little thing. What's her name? Charlene? No, not Charlotte. Charlotte. Little skinny thing she is. That's his girlfriend. Ever so pretty. She works in the co-op in Lincolnshire. So pretty, so pretty. Tommy, your dad supported QPR. Me too and all my brothers. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, at my dad's funeral, my mum had this ball made, ball of flowers of the Queen's Park Rangers colours. Ever so pretty it was. All right. Hello to Info Scuba Diving. Good evening to you. Wanda said, the hurricane's gone now. Good. I hope you weren't affected by that, Wanda. As I say, I just can't imagine what it's like to live through a hurricane, really. Kate Duda used to work on the doors as well. Wow, I wouldn't like to do it. Hello to Clarissa. There we are. Clarissa Angeloni is the most recent winner of one of our fridge magnets. She was the winner last week. I think it was you last week. She says, my fella was a doorman for 30 years. He's been shot at and stabbed. Yeah, not the best job in the world, is it? Mark's been threatened with enough. Do you have one of those thick vest things on? I hope you do, Mark. Don't take risks, my friend. Don't take risks, my friend. It is very cold tonight, Mark. You're absolutely right. Autumn is here, boys and girls. The leaves aren't falling yet. It's still quite nice out there. It was a beautiful day here. I cycled to the church and back earlier on, and I got back here. I've been asked now. You see, I haven't said yes to that because I don't like to commit until I know. They have a youth mass at the church. The next one's in November, and children kind of take over. Children and an ex-teacher. What's her name? Arlene, lovely lady she is, and she's asked me if I'd be free to go and play piano for the children, because the person that usually does it is a young lad, but he keeps letting them down, which is a great shame. But I mean, it is a bit of a commitment because I'd need to be there then every sort of Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning for their like little rehearsal, you see. And that's the trouble. And I never say I will do something unless I know I can commit to it, because I don't let people down ever. Honestly, I don't. If I say I'm going to be somewhere, I will be there. You know, if I run up for whatever amount of weeks it is, I will be there for those weeks unless something terribly goes wrong. Perhaps I'm seriously ill or something like that. But I'm a very reliable person. You know, there's too many of these people who pick up the phone, and then make up some bloody excuse. First of all, you get the coughing down the phone, don't you? Hello? Oh, oh hello. I can't make it today. I just don't feel that. Oh, okay then. But too many people like, oh, I've cut my finger. Another one. Oh, I can't make it today. I've cut my finger really badly. You know, and there's a little dot where a little tiny little bubble of blood has exited through the smallest pore in the world. No, I will be there through hell and high water unless I'm like seriously ill, or perhaps, I don't know, bike or car breaks down or something like that. So I don't like to commit to it. But I might do it. I don't know yet. It's kind of, if someone like needs some help like that, and I kind of look around and think, well, no one else can do this, then generally I like to try and give something back. Do you know what I mean? Give something back to the world. Give a little love back to the world. That was sung for a Eurovision song from Emma. Do you remember that one? Yeah, we didn't get any points for that either. Why do we bother with that Eurovision, eh? Just no one's going to vote for us now, especially when we get out on October the 31st. Who is going to vote for us in the Eurovision next year? No one. What did we get this year? 13 points. And we got demoted, didn't we? So someone had worked out the points wrong, and we lost another 8 points when they reworked it all out. That was after the show was finished. Ridiculous. Yes, Hurricane Deirdre is heading for Lincolnshire. Batten down your caravan. It's a good job I'm not up there. Incidentally, I've been very busy today. After I got back from church, I had my lunch, which was beetroot burgers, which I like. You get them from Aldi, £1.49. They're delicious. Oh, I went in Aldi yesterday. Oh, Christ. What a miserable old bag on the till. What a miserable old bag. Grey-haired woman, about 48, 50 years old, glasses, and she's usually in there, right? So I got to the till. I had with me my beetroot burgers and some of those vegan sausages I like. Now, you may remember, if you were with the show last week, you may remember me telling you that the vegan sausages I bought from Asda, which looked, I thought, I'll give those a go. They were absolutely vile. I had to chuck them away. I'd done all 6. I put all 6 in my George Foreman grill, right? Cooked them. And straight, as soon as they started cooking, I thought, oh, I don't like the smell of those. I thought, do you know what I mean? And I persevered, cooked them all, put them on the plate, covered them in baked beans and some mashed potato. And I'm sitting in my caravan. I beg your pardon, the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex. I was sitting in there, trying to eat these sausages, and they were vile. So I chucked those away. But the ones in Aldi are really nice. Butternut squash and something else, I think they are. Anyway, so I've got those. I've got a pot of yoghurt. I've got some blueberries and some other bits and pieces in Aldi. And I get to this till, and it was busy in there yesterday. Bracknell Aldi. The queues were way back in the aisles. They were not coping at all with the queues yesterday. And I went to the till and I thought, oh, there's a big gap there. So I've got to this till and the conveyor belt had moved. There's a big back going, and then I noticed the red thing on the bottom, till now closing. But they hadn't put the red thing on the conveyor belt. So I thought, well, I'll put that on the conveyor belt and that'll stop anyone else coming and I'll move over to that. That's what's going through my head, right? Not to put my stuff on the conveyor belt. I could see it was about to close, right? So I've picked this thing to put out. This old bag on the till. Oh, we're closing. Yeah, I know it. We're closing now. Yes, I know. I'm just putting it. Yeah, can you leave that there? I'm just putting it down there. Yeah, but we're closing. Can you go to another till, please, sir? She would not listen to me at all. All she did was kept shouting at me, we're closing, you miserable old bag. Miserable old bag. Shouting and screaming, because she thought she was going to have to do another 2 minutes work, probably. Christ's sake. And usually the staff in Aldi are pretty good talking to you. Not as nice as the one in Waitrose, If you want to go in a shop and have a conversation with people, go into Waitrose if you're feeling a bit lonely. Start talking to the staff there. They're all friendly. The best customer service in any supermarket, and they don't even have to try, is Waitrose. Fantastic. Aldi, they're okay. Not this old bag. What a miserable old bag. Good mind to write a letter. Anyway, so I just moved to another till. Was no problem, but I must have been standing there 5 to 10 minutes. Really busy in there yesterday. Let me see. Let's scroll down there. A very good evening to Craig Hannington. Good evening, Craig. I was only wanting to give you the £10,000 for a fridge magnet. Oh, what? No sponsorship. Very disappointing. Do it by PayPal. PayPal, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk is my PayPal email address. Send your £10,000. Don't forget to attach your name and address to that, and I will personally come round and deliver this to you at some time this week, all right? Mark Kempner, I'll give you 20 pence. That's me being generous. That's the real deal for you, Chris. Well, stick out your arse, Mark. 20 pence? You're having a laugh, ain't you? Are you taking the mick, dear? Cost you more for a Coca-Cola in Central Station, that will. I'll have to scroll down a little bit. A very good evening to the Andrew Pierce. Good evening to the Andrew Pierce. Not Andrew Pierce from LBC 97.3 FM. Is it Andrew? Is it you? Good evening, Andrew. Welcome to the show so far. Hello to Super Mayko 250. There's another recipient, I believe, of one of our fridge magnets a little while ago. Jimmy does still go to the Lincoln Games, you're asking me there. All right, I just have to scroll down a bit because we can't really move on that. Ian Days, how's it working out with the neighbours at the caravan? They haven't been back there yet. All right. LaBelle says, little does Chris know that the miserable old bag is watching. Well, I hope she does. I hope she is watching, LaBelle, and she can see what an unhappy person she made me yesterday, just for shouting and screaming at me without even listening. She's a miserable old bag. And I'm not going back to her till again, even after I have to queue at the other one. Thank you. Kate tried Quorn bake slices the other week. They were awful. Yes, I eat a lot of Quorn stuff, Kate, but there's some stuff that just doesn't work. One of those things is indeed Quorn bacon slices. I'm vegetarian myself. Quorn lasagna, I find that doesn't really work. And Quorn do good burgers, but there's a particular burger that they've recently brought out called Ultimate Burger. Nope. That doesn't work either. If you want to try something in Aldi, please try the beetroot burgers. They're in the chiller cabinet. Or the Aldi vegan burgers, which are £1.49. That's in the frozen. They're nice. And they're thick. You probably only need one. They're really thick, those burgers. Very good quality, all right? Hello to Roy the boy. Welcome to the show, Roy. I dipped into your show earlier on, actually, just as I was going off to sleep earlier on. Wendy doesn't like Quorn either, do you, darling? No, never mind. Kate, not even her dogs would eat them. Well, they won't, would they? Of course they won't. They're not meat. Dogs eat meat, don't they? Although my sister's dogs seem to eat whatever's chucked down in front of them. Kate's got Cocker Spaniels. My sister's got a Springer Spaniel. Springer Spaniel. Mark got served by some old bag, 104. But nothing to do with her age, to be honest, Mark. You know, in fact, I prefer to go to older people on the till. They're much more friendly, I find. You know, it was just this particular one in Aldi. I don't know what was wrong with her yesterday. Right, miserable. Hello to Virginia Gonzalez in California as well. Hope you got your raffle ticket number earlier, which I sent you off there. Good, and we're there, aren't we? Dale Presser. Good evening to Der Presser as well, who's in Germany. Once again, boys and girls, it's just impossible to read out every single message that comes through these days, I'm afraid. But I will at least try and give you a name check, at least that, you know, as your messages come through there, my darlings, all right? So I did my lunch, had a nice lunch, done some more washing. That was all hung out. I've just brought it in now, actually. If you've got any washing hanging out, if you're lucky enough to have a garden, bring it in, because there's a lot of rain coming tomorrow morning. It should be over us here in Berkshire around about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then I came up here and I was working on new opening films. You know the bit of film at the beginning? Yeah? I've been working on the Lincolnshire ones and they're done now. So hopefully Tuesday morning I'll be with you. You'll be able to see the new opening film that we run for about 4 or 5 minutes before the show starts. There's a new one of those and different music as well. Okay, I've changed the music as well. The end one remains the same at the moment. Okay, that's still the same at the moment. But the beginning film is new music and a new opening. The little diamond thing you see with pictures of all the children and various things like that, that's gone now. All we've got now is an opening video of sort of scenes of where I am, okay? Just to shorten it a bit, because a few people have been saying it is a bit long. The reason, if you're wondering why there is such a long video at the beginning of the show, and I often tell you why this is, so apologies if you've heard this story about for the 200th time. The reason is to sort of get people there before I start talking. Otherwise, you switch on the camera and you start rabbiting away and there's no one there. I might talk to myself. Well, I do that most of the time anyway. I sit there shouting at the telly, especially these stupid news stories half the time, you know, millennial type stories about this, that and the other, gender this and phobic this and race this and religious this. Oh, it just gets on my nerves, all this. You know, let's have some proper news on the telly. Latest gadgets and that sort of thing. Although hopefully not with that Spencer Kelly. He's a bit, I don't know where, I can't take to that Spencer Kelly. You know, that one on Click? No, it's just I don't know. There's something that's a bit, I don't know. It's a bit, I can't explain it. You know, you take to certain people on the telly and other people you don't take to. Like, for example, David in Hamill. He can't take to me at all, can you? Hello to Park Nest in Yorkshire this evening. Good evening to you. And hello to Trevor Gamble. Good evening, Trevor. Oh, Clarissa's off to Scotland. How lovely. What part? Are you going to the Highlands? What a beautiful part of the world the Scottish Highlands are. Absolutely stunning. I hope you are going up there. You know, go for walks. Really nice walks, okay? Right, let's do some news stories today. Well, I've already mentioned the rain, and it started as it always does. These weather stories have started. Every year, it's the same. Worst ever winter on its way. Every single year they come out with this, and we haven't had a bad winter for years. And don't tell me that 2 days of snow where no one can move around is a bad winter, because it's not. And that's all we get now, 1 or 2 days of snow. That's all we get. Well, in the Metro and many of the other papers tonight, actually, Britain could be heading into one of its coldest winters in decades. Yeah, of course it is, mate. Every year we have this. Climate experts at the University College of London. The very, very important people there. Very, very intelligent. Have you met university people? They're much more intelligent than you and me. Any life skills? Nope, none whatsoever. And everything you say offends them. Oh, that's really offensive. Wow, I can't believe you've said that. Oh, you've hurt my feelings. Pathetic. But they are very intelligent people, just no life skills whatsoever. Climate experts at University College London have studied current sea temperatures and a weather system over the North Atlantic predicting extreme weather for the UK. Warning, 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 extreme weather alert. Red light flashing in your face. They say a freezing vortex. I love that word. Vortex. A freezing vortex of Arctic air is expected to hit the country in the next 4 months. 4 months. October, November, December, January. Now let me think. January. Is it cold in January? I think it is. It's all crap, in it. They say a freezing vortex of Arctic air is expected to hit the country in the next 4 months, seeing temperatures plunging to their lowest in decades. Forecasters predict it could be colder than the beast from the east, which saw temperatures in Scotland drop to minus 14 degrees centigrade. Yeah, but for how long? 2 days? 3 days? Forecasters predict it could be colder from the beast from the east, which saw temperatures... Oh, sorry, I've read that, haven't I? Nearly 60 centimetres of snow fell in Gloucestershire, and bitterly cold winds reached up to 70 mile an hour in some parts of the country for 2 days. If the Arctic air moves across the UK this winter, it's likely to bring icy temperatures and snow that could last for weeks. But they always say this. They say it every year now. We're going to have the worst winter, and then we're going to have the best summer that we've had in 200 years. And it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I'm just glad that I've got eating put in my caravan, proper eating in now. So that'll be all right. Parkness says I wouldn't even use the Metro as bog paper. Oh, there we are. Derren Litten, there you are. Derren, do you fancy talking about your show today? I can open the phone number for you. Do you have the phone number? I don't really want to put it out because then someone else might want to call in. Hang on a minute, Derren. I'm going to text this to you. Let's see if he's available tonight. Derren Litten is the writer of Scarborough. Okay? Oh, Christ. Why aren't you on here? I thought I had your phone number. How can I do this? Twitter. Let me set... Oh, I don't know if I can do this or not. A Twitter private message. Hang on a minute. Derren's in Spain at the moment. You'd know Derren. He wrote Benidorm and is also written the new Scarborough programme on BBC One Colour Fridays at 9:30. Hang on. Derren. There it is. How do I send you a private message? It's all new to me, dear. No, that's not right, is it? Hang on a minute. Is that down there? Hello to Rosie Marshall. Hello, Rosie. Oh, there it is. Okay, right. I'm really sorry. It's not that I'm being tight. I can't call you. I don't have an outgoing thing on this number. Right, okay. Let's send you the number. There we go. I think that's right. Is that right? I'm sure that's right. Okay, so we'll give it a second for him to call, because he can afford to call us. Knowing him, I'll probably get a bill now, from the call that is made to the UK. So hopefully Derren, writer of Scarborough, will be calling in a second, and we can have a little chat to him about his excellent new programme there. David and Hamill says, Dolly Parton is expected in January. The son of Dubda, the breast from the west. I like it. Very good. Very good. Very good. Hello to Rosie Marshall. Good evening, Rosie. Welcome to the show. And there we go. Right, hang on a second. Let's just take the call. Hola. Hola Espaniano. Hola.
Hola, Chris.
A very good evening. Very good evening to you, Mr. Litten. Speaking after the world premiere on BBC One in colour of your new programme, Scarborough.
BBC Colour.
How are you? Are you pleased with the results?
Yeah, definitely. Funnily enough, on Thursday night we had a screening in Scarborough. Actually, the press screening and the sort of the premiere of it, if you like.
Yes.
And that was the nervous part because it was in front of all the Scarboroughians, as they call them.
Did you have the?
And they were all a bit nervous, actually, because they thought we were going to sort of take the mickey out of their town, but it's not that at all, as you know.
No, not at all. I tell you what, I'm so pleased you've got the karaoke in there. And I watched, because you were, of course, the karaoke host in your own programme. You were on there.
Yeah.
And I'm watching you,
That's right.
and I'm seeing me a little bit there. I'm seeing me, and that bit where you were going up to people.
You before you went to swim as well.
Oh no, don't! I've put it back on again, Derren. It's almost. I'm about 7. Hang on a minute. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm about £6 off now where I was before I started. Because you did the Slimmers World as well, didn't you?
I lost 5 stones on
Yeah?
it. 5 stones in 6 months.
And how
I think
have
it's
you?
a bit too quick, actually.
Where are you now with that?
Oh, I've put like 4 stones back on.
Yeah. See, this is the trouble.
I've started again, but I'm at the gym now 4 times a week. I've lost about 8 pounds in the last sort of 10 days. I'm sort of, you know me, it's just one big cycle. But I blame the scampi and chips in Scarborough and the ice cream. That's what did me in. Yeah,
when you're working, you're just grabbing stuff all the time, aren't you?
Well, there's just no time. There's certainly no time to plan any meals, you know. I mean, I was in an apartment, not in a hotel, which is a little bit easier. But still, you know, you're getting up at 6. You're working from 7 till 8 at night, and then you've got meetings after that. So, I mean, literally, when we're filming, because I directed this series, as I think I told you, you basically have to schedule when you're going to go to the loo. So you have to be careful that you don't drink too much water in the morning because you know you're not going to go to the loo till lunchtime and stuff. It's not easy. It's not easy. But we're dead pleased with the results.
You're pleased with the results. We've got a couple of messages coming through. Kate Doody, good evening, Kate, says, we'll have to watch Scarborough tomorrow. My mum and dad's favourite place was Scarborough. Is that Scarborough Fair song, isn't it? Where are you going to Scarborough Fair? I love it. And
did they mean is in that, you know, that song, did they mean that Scarborough, or is there a Scarborough in America or something? That was Simon and Garfunkel.
I don't know. It's got to be Scarborough, isn't it? Where your things are set in.
Where the show's set in North Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
Beautiful part of the country.
That lady's got to watch it tomorrow. It's on iPlayer now, so she can watch it.
BBC iPlayer. Rob wants to know, will there be another series of Benidorm?
Probably not, to be honest. But that's why I've done Scarborough.
That's right. Okay. Let's see what else they're saying. Mark Bowles says you are a legend. There you go. That's nice, isn't it?
I think that's pronounced legend.
Legend.
That's very nice anyway.
I hate it when people say, "Oh, Chris, you're a legend." Trouble is, most legends are dead. You know, are they saying that we look
exactly
that we look dead?
Well, I'm sure my shows will be appreciated. Maybe when I'm dead, not particularly now. Audiences like it, just critics don't like them.
Oh, I don't take any notice. What are critics? They are found actors. They can't act or do anything like that. So they just tear everyone else apart. It just amazes me how we can have something on as good as Benidorm, Scarborough, other things, Dad's Army. What's that new thing on BBC One? Is it Sunday nights? Is it Tuesday nights after Holby City? There's a new drama on, which is very, very good indeed. And then
I don't know. Is it the one? Isn't Siobhan Finneran that was in Benidorm? I think.
Yes, I think it is.
Is it called Cheat or something? Is it called Cheat?
No, not Cheat. Oh gosh.
Not Cheat. Okay. I saw Siobhan was in a new one, and I was meant to watch it, but I don't watch much telly when I'm out here in Spain.
Yeah. Can't remember what it's called, but you have good stuff like that on. And then what does the reality programs do for you? Stuff like Gemma Collins, Diva, Big Brother. No. Me not.
No, I don't. I watched a bit of Big Brother when obviously I've had mates that have been in the Benidorm and stuff over the years. When Sherry went in it, I was obviously sort of concerned. I was actually not concerned. I was concerned that she'd be bored, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because everybody I know that's been in it has just said how boring it is. So I watched a bit of that when Sherry was in it, but they didn't actually show much of Sherry in there. So I thought, well, she's obviously keeping her head down or keeping occupied. But no, apart from that, I saw I know your favourite show, Love Island. I saw about a minute of that, and I genuinely, and I know people complain about reality TV and stuff like that, but I genuinely could not believe how dreadful it was. It was just
no entertainment.
No, it was breathtaking.
There is no entertainment.
But it's so cheap. It's so cheap to make, Chris. You know, nobody gets paid. They all get sponsorship. They all get free clothes and stuff. That's why they do it. And they get what they call, you know, back end stuff from this. All the sponsorship, all that. It's the best. They've just commissioned the next 2 series of it. So there's no getting away from it. You're never going to get away.
It's all the merchandise. I think you can buy a Love Island water bottle for about 25 quid. For Christ's sake, it's a plastic bottle with the words Love Island on it. And that's it.
Yeah. That's why they love it, yeah.
BBC Three
have got... ITV love it, I mean. BBC... And it's also why they cancelled Benidorm as well. You know, there was nothing wrong with the ratings. We were still winning awards, you know, but it's just so much cheaper to make Love Island.
I think that's what you're saying there. The accountants took over television some years ago, you know, and then it all started going wrong.
Yeah.
The BBC Three have got their own version of sort of Love Island. I can't remember what it is now, but I think there's a load of singletons going on. Some sort of holiday. I think in Mykonos, I watched about half of one of those, and then I turned that off as well.
That. Oh, actually, do you know what, Chris? There was one thing. I think it was Channel 4. Did you ever see it? I think it was called The Circle or something like that. Did you see that with these people living in flats?
No, go on.
They were living in these like little individual apartments. I couldn't work out what it was first. I thought it was Gogglebox at first or something like that. And they watched the TV. And they get texts from other people in the other little flats. And I think I saw 2 episodes of it. And I've got to say, on that kind of, you know, reality thing, it was the spin on it was definitely original. So I think it was on last year at some point. And I literally caught 2 episodes, not on the trot, so they didn't really make much sense. But it was definitely more original than just people with 6-packs and fake boobs sitting around talking like that.
I'll tell you what, I don't need fake boobs. I've got them at the moment. Even my niece said to me she was going to buy me a bloody bra. Yeah. Dear me. We got a message here from Mark in London. Says, Scarborough was well good, Derren. So good to see you as the karaoke host. So that's a nice thing to say there, isn't it? What else have we got here?
Yeah.
Love the cast in Scarborough.
The feedback has been really good, actually.
And another one here. Love the cast in Scarborough. Good to see Jake in it, a.k.a. Matto from Benidorm. Info Scuba Diving says, we saw the stage show of Benidorm in Hull last September. He said it was brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, absolutely brilliant.
Good.
That's good. Where are we now? What else have we got here? I'm just reading the messages for you. Hello to Steph. Good evening, Steph. And Rose is there as well. I remember Derren on the Catherine Tate show. Yes, you made an appearance. That was a while ago now, wasn't it? Catherine Tate show.
Yeah, that would be, heck.
Is that 10 years?
15, no, more than that. No, Benidorm was on for like 11, 12 years in total, 10 series, but with little gaps. No, the Catherine Tate show, the first one was about 15 years ago.
Gosh. Is there any chance of resurrecting anything there?
Series of that. Well, Catherine's doing, I spoke to Catherine the other day, and she's doing a movie of Nan. I don't know if that's common knowledge, but she's filming that in Dublin right now.
That's fantastic, because that is, of course, the best character.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole
the
whole racist thing in the doctor's surgery and all that was absolutely hilarious. Oh, here we go. Look at this lot in here. Look at this lot in here. Oh, just hilarious. Oh, I'm really pleased to hear that.
Yeah. So that's good, because we were talking about movies, and there was sort of chat about a Benidorm movie at one point, but that's kind of looking more unlikely by the day, really. It's not completely out of the picture, but anyway, I was pleased to hear that she's doing a Nan movie.
Are you involved in that at all?
No. I did I wrote for Catherine for 2 series, and I was in a lot of sketches as well. And then I did a Christmas special with her, and then I started Benidorm. So after that, I wasn't available to do anything. But no, she's got a little writing team now, and no, I think the movie should be good.
Okay, well, we look forward to that. You don't suppose you know when that's coming out? Is it about a year they take for that sort of thing to happen?
Probably a bit less, I'd imagine, but yeah, something like that, I guess. Yeah.
Look forward to that then. Let's have a look. Rob wants to know: did you watch Chrissy in Celebs on the Farm? Celebs on the Farm on Channel 5.
No, I didn't see it. As I say, I'm in Spain at the moment. I don't watch an awful lot of telly here, but we tend to sort of just sit outside and do a bit sort of outdoorsy, to be honest. But no, I didn't know that Chrissy was on it. I saw something on Twitter about it. I assume she did all right. Did she win it, or is there a winner? I don't know. I've never seen it.
I never saw it myself. Park Nest says, am I bothered? Am I bothered? Am I bothered? When you got blooming Tony Blair to do that, I remember that. Remember the Tony Blair sketch?
Catherine did, for Comic Relief.
Wow.
Yeah. the one that shocked me was when did you see her do the Royal Variety performance
with the Queen? Yes.
With the Queen.
Yes.
Oh my God, I couldn't breathe. I'd turn it off. I was absolutely.
What is she?
Catherine, you can't do that to the Queen.
She's like, what has she got on up there? I couldn't have done that. There's no way I would have done that. But I tell you what, if it comes to sort of people who sort of famous people, or I mean, the Queen isn't. Well, she's famous, but she's more than famous, isn't she? I mean, she's regal, and the best thing I've seen of someone like that do something on the telly is when she I mean, they made it look like she'd come out of a helicopter to go to the Olympics.
Oh,
that was brilliant.
That was amazing.
That was brilliant. And when
the James Bond thing, yeah.
Daniel Craig stood there, and she's not seen us again. And then she turns around. Oh, there you are, 007. Come along.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. Fantastic.
You've never met the Queen or anyone like that, have you?
I've never met the Queen, but Benidorm did the Royal Variety performance a couple of years ago, actually. Right. I remember when they were going. I was in the dressing room with like a live feed, so like a television, a television there. And once the recording had stopped, they went and did their lineup when the royals. It was Kate and William, and they go around saying hello to everybody. And they left the microphone open as they're going round. And just before they started, there was a big long lineup of all the people, like 100 people that were in the show. And William, and this is what you never heard this when it went out on the TV, but of course this is a live feed. And William said, "You start at one end, I'll start at the other. We'll do half each." And he said, "Then we can go." I said, "Okay." And I was, "Oh my God, do they know that the microphone's on?" So he went to one end, she went to the other. And I tell you what, and the camera, there was 2 cameras, and they kept switching between them, and they went round and round and round. And then when they got to the middle, you could see all the people on one side looking, thinking, "Oh my God, Kate's going to come here now." And the other side, there was, "Oh, William said," and do you know what he said? And I'd never told anybody this. William said, "Shall we keep going?" And she went, "Yeah." And they kept going and did the other half each as well. And I thought that was so nice. They didn't have to do that. Do you know what I mean?
You just know when you look at those 2 people, they are nice people. You can just
nice
tell
people,
straight away.
Definitely.
And
that was all happening to them while I was in a room folding Jake Canuso's sweaty vest and Tony Maudsley's even worse hot pants in a big suitcase. And then after that, I got a text from Joan Collins' husband saying, "Where are you? We're all in Joan's dressing room." I thought, "Oh, for Christ's sake, this is the crappy end of showbiz that I've got here." But I didn't bother going. I had to finish packing it. I actually had terrible bronchitis at that point. I thought, "I'm not going to go in there, barking all my germs." But anyway, so yes, that's my my showbiz anecdote for you this evening.
What else can you tell us about the upcoming episodes of Scarborough?
Oh, well, Scarborough. I mean, I was really pleased that you enjoyed it, actually, Chris, because I know, we've known each other many, many years, and I knew that if you didn't like it, I told you about this ages ago, as you know, but I knew that if you didn't like it, you would tell me. You'd have no problem
Privately?
doing that. So
Privately, yeah.
I was thrilled. I was thrilled that you liked it. But yes, next week is, of course, every first episode of any TV show always has to sort of like set up the characters.
Yes.
So, I don't know if you thought the episode was a bit slow or anything.
You've got some fantastic actors and did you say actresses now? Or is it all actors? All actors, isn't it?
Well, I do, yeah. Politically correct people say actors.
What a fantastic collection of actors and actresses you've got there. And some old faces that we haven't seen for a while, like the one that was in oh gosh, the shop, the little shop, the shop.
In the hairdressers?
Yes.
Yeah, Maggie Ollerenshaw.
Is it Margaret?
The older lady, and she's just incredible.
Yeah.
Do you remember, Chris? I'll tell you how I got to cast her in this. Do you remember a Victoria Wood sketch when Victoria Wood swam the channel as a girl, supposed to be like a 12-year-old girl? Do you remember that sketch?
That's going back some years, isn't it?
It's, oh gosh, going back 30 years. I remember there was an actress who played her mother. So Victoria Wood was supposed to be like this 12-year-old, big 12-year-old girl that was going to swim the channel. Yeah. And then we had her mother, and her mother was so funny. And I wrote this part in Scarborough, and I thought, it's got to be this woman. But I thought, my God, she'll be dead by now. That was 30 years ago. She was about 50 then. She'll be dead probably. So I went on Twitter, and I said, does anybody know the woman, the actress who played Victoria Wood's mum when she swam the channel? I said, I'm sure she'll be dead by now. And of course, what happened? Somebody answered, and she's on Twitter, Maggie Ollerenshaw, and said, no, she's not dead, she's here. And I thought, oh my God, how embarrassing is that? But anyway, we booked her for the show, and she's just hilarious. Yeah. She's so brilliant.
Yeah, old school.
But Stephanie Cole as well. Stephanie Cole, from Tenko and Waiting for God and all that sort of stuff. She's amazing. Catherine Tilsley, who I didn't actually really know, to be honest, because I don't watch Corrie, or I haven't for,
I don't,
30 years. She's wonderful. Jason Manford, who I just really thought was a stand-up until I saw him do a show called Ordinary Lives, and I thought, oh my goodness, he can actually act. He can really act. He's brilliant in this. Claire Sweeney, she's brilliant in this. No, we've got an amazing cast.
You have an absolutely amazing collection there of wonderful people. I can't believe it. Really so very good. Some more questions for you there. Steve Edge is great in Scarborough, says Mark.
God, yeah.
Is a question from David in Hemel. How about co-writing a new Carry On film with Jonathan Harvey? David wants to know.
No, I think Jonathan should write it himself. Jonathan is so prolific. He could write a film in his lunch hour. That one. He's much more prolific than I am. I take ages to write a script. He's so fast, and I thought Gimme 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 was hilarious. He could do the Carry On's great.
Yeah, excellent. What else have we got? Mark, I think he's already answered that one there. Mark wants to know, is a Benidorm movie in a pipeline? No, he did say it wasn't in, and it seems to be moving further away from any chance of doing that. Good. What's on the next Scarborough? Can you let us into any secrets without actually telling us what's going on?
Yeah, no, I won't give too much away, but as you know, Mrs. Bookham, who died on the loo in the hairdressers, Geraldine took all her money, so she's got all her money stashed away.
That was hilarious.
Now, the police have been to visit. Did you like that?
Oh, when she stood there and she said, well, I don't think she's got any family and she wouldn't want it to get lost anywhere. And there it was, all
Wouldn't
pulled
want it
out
to
of her
go
handbag.
missing. Yeah, she's whipped
I
the
was
lot.
howling.
So she's got the money, but the police turn up next week. So and I'll tell you what, we've got the police are so fabulous. Rebecca Scroggs is one of the actors, the actress, and then there's an actor called Alyssa Adele. That's his name.
Right.
And my goodness, Chris, he is so funny. He was in a show before called Chewing Gum, which I didn't see. And people will say, "Oh my goodness, you've discovered this guy." I didn't discover him at all. He was in another show, but he is the reaction that he got on because we showed the first 2 episodes in Scarborough, and you are going to love him. He's so funny.
And that's the next
I'm
one.
not going to say any more than that.
That's the next one on Friday, is it?
Exactly. Just less than a week's time.
Do you know what gave me the biggest laugh in this particular, the last one, the first one?
No, go on.
There was, you had like the bloke was in Benidorm, I can't remember his name now, for Christ's sake. The older one,
Steve?
he was, sorry?
Yeah. Steve Edge, do you mean?
Probably, yes. He was playing like the older man, sort of around 48, 50. And the bloke with the glasses,
that's me.
and the bloke with the glasses, who was kind of playing the millennial, and the words Jimmy Savile were mentioned. And I can't remember what the conversation was now, but the young one's like, wow, I can't believe you're saying this. And the older bloke, because I'd be the same as the older bloke, you see, I don't have much of a filter on my mouth. Do you know what I'm saying? And and the older bloke.
It's funny you should say that, Chris, because no, go on.
The older bloke kind of. So I said to him, "Oh, well, okay then." And then he leaves. And the best bit, you left a pause there. You left a pause, and he goes, "Yeah, well, I suppose so." Mind you, Jim Will Fix It was a cracking tune, weren't it? And I was howling at that.
Theme tune, weren't it? Well, it's funny you should say that, Chris, because this is a very topical bit to end on, because 2 newspapers, I shan't mention their names, but 2 tabloids tomorrow are running that story that people were offended by that joke.
Oh, Christ.
So, yeah.
I thought you might get that.
In full force.
Well, I found it.
They told us today that they're running the story. They said, "Have I got any any comment?" And I did make a comment, but I think they'll print it tomorrow. I don't know where it is. It's actually on my phone, and I'm talking on my phone, so I can't read it out to you. But I just said, the more you sort of the thing is, it wasn't a joke about Jimmy Savile, was it?
No, it wasn't.
That was the point.
No,
it wasn't a joke about Jimmy Savile. But of course, what they will do is just put it in the paper, joke about Jimmy Savile in a comedy set in Scarborough, discuss local sort of things. And the people that really didn't discuss were the locals, because we showed it to them in Scarborough. And it's a question of context.
Yes,
That's
it
what
is.
It is. It's a
yes,
question
it
of
is.
context and having a sense of humour.
It is. I have a massive sense of humour. You do, and I think most of the country does, to be honest. It's just certain people, this small group of people that just are looking permanently for faults in things all the time. I sing Rolf Harris songs at the karaoke. I really took a risk the other week, and I did Gary Glitter. I love you, love that one. They laughed. There was a couple of heads.
I don't think half the people would. Well, maybe in the Central Station, but in other places, I doubt if they'd know that was a Gary Glitter song.
Yeah, exactly. An absolute pleasure to talk to you, sir, on the phone.
Oh no, I needed to. I just got in. A friend of mine's on holiday, and I just met them for a little bit of a late dinner, and then I got in and put the iPad on just to catch up on stuff, and I saw that you were on. It comes up on Twitter So I nipped over to YouTube and I thought, I'll give Chris a ring and tell him thank you for saying nice things about my new show.
All right, mate. I've got some good YouTube news, incidentally. I have been monetised. I'm not sure if I'm quite the same money as you yet, but this week,
Chris,
I've just got...
This time next year, we'll be millionaires.
I've just got the figures in, Derren. This week, my first week as a monetised channel, I have earned 41 new pence. How's that?
Wow. Well, do you know what, Chris? They say look after the pennies and the pounds will look after... You haven't got to a pound yet, obviously, but when you do, the pounds will look after themselves.
I do hope so. Lovely to talk to you, Derren.
And you too, Chris. I'll see you when I get back to the UK in sort of late November time.
Yep, good. I'll be there, standing by with your microphone.
Amazing. Thank you, mate. Speak
Cheerio
to you then.
now. Bye, Derren. There we are, boys and girls.
Bye.
Derren Litten, the very, very talented man who wrote Benidorm and his new series of Scarborough. We've already seen the first one, which is now available on the BBC iPlayer, and that's on Friday nights at 9:30. All right. Right. I can't really scroll back. You've been chatting away to each other there, my darlings. But I can see Michael Pullman there, just joining us there. Rachel Wheatland. Good evening, Rachel. Ellie's there as well. Good evening, Ellie. And Paul and Lou have joined us as well there. Rachel is very pleased that I've now earned 41 new pence this week, which is fantastic news indeed. Sorry, I hope I got all your questions in there. I know some of you I try to at least get, one message in from each and every one of you, my darlings. And that's it, all right? Okie doke. Well, I think that'll take us round to our raffle, okay? Now, the raffle draw is tomorrow morning. We have a raffle every Monday morning. Hello to Kim. Good evening, Kim McClelland. Well, that sounds very Scottish. Are you Scottish? We were just talking about the Highlands earlier. Absolutely stunning part of the world, the Scottish Highlands. I nearly bought a house there once. I know this sounds stupid. It was about 3 or 4 years ago now. And I was a bit fed up with life, really, and too many people around. And, I like doing my jobs, don't get me wrong. But, sometimes it gets you down and there's too many people grabbing this, that. And I thought, I'll just go and buy somewhere right in the middle of nowhere and be done with it. And it was this house, which was right up north on the north part of Scotland. And it was on its own. It was 100 grand. And this house is worth much more than 100 just because it's down south. It's not particularly anything special. It's just an ex-council house, right? And I nearly did that. It was 100 grand. It was a little 2-3 bedroom house, can't remember, little conservatory. It was right on the top. And on one side you had the North Sea. And on the other side, fields. And down at the bottom, you could see little boats and things. I thought, wow, you could just stop here. And then you see the trouble is in somewhere like that, when the bad weather comes in, and it does in Scotland, that's it, you're on your own. No one can get to you, and you can't get anywhere. And I wasn't so sure what to do then, but there we are. Right. So let me tell you about the raffle. If you don't know about it already, we have a raffle draw every Monday. And the prize is one of our very exclusive fridge magnets. We've only got 50 of these. We've already given away a few. There's only 50. The only other way you can have one of these is to purchase one for the sum of £10,000 payable into my PayPal account, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. Do remember to include your address if you want one of those. With the payment of just £10,000, I will personally deliver one to you. If you can't afford one of those, you're going to have to win one by a raffle. And that's it. The raffle is every Monday morning, sometime between 8:30 and 10 o'clock in the morning on the same channel as you're watching the show now. How do you get a raffle ticket? Every live show we have, while the show is on, or if you're watching a recording of this show, you can still have a raffle ticket and you can claim right up to the beginning of the next show. As soon as the next show starts, that's it. That ticket is over and then we move on to another one, okay? You can have one raffle ticket per show, either live or recording. Not one for live and one for the recording. You can only have one raffle ticket per show. If you get caught trying to get one more than one, and you've already got some, I take them all out of the pot, and you won't be able to join in anymore. Okay? So if you want a raffle tickets for tomorrow's draw, speak now. You must ask for a ticket. Just ticket, please, or ticket will do. Okay? If you put another message there, I'll read the message, but you won't get a ticket because I need to know not everyone wants one. All right, so here we go. What's the first one? Hello to Ant, who's in Latvia. Good evening, Latvia. All right, where we go? Michael Pullman, you're first in there. 539, Michael. Michael Pullman. Please only ask once for a ticket as well, gang. I'll let you know when I've come to the end of the list, and if I've missed you out, then ask them. But only ask once, otherwise it gets really confusing. Here's all the tickets from the rest of the week so far. They're all in the bottom of that thing. There's must be about 200 tickets in there now. Okay, so 539 for Michael Pullman. Where are LaBelle? Hello, LaBelle. LaBelle is 540. There you go, LaBelle. All right. Steph thinks it's a bargain. Absolutely, Steph. Absolute bargain at £10,000. All right. Steph wants a ticket. Thank you, Steph. D-Y-M-O-N-D. That's it. Oh, I've got a bit of acid coming up. I hate it when that happens. I'm going to have some of my special Galveston advanced medicine before I go to bed. 541, Steph. All right, my love. See, I write the name on the back as well there. So just keep a note on your number. Remember, the draw is tomorrow morning, 8:30 until 10 o'clock, okay? Ellie, if I win a fridge magnet, will you bring a handyman to put it on my fridge in Chris instead? Well, no, because I'll probably end up having him, Ellie. I'll fight you for him. Mark Bowles, all right. Thank you, Mark, for your kind words there. Mike Bowles. There you go, Mark. 542 for you, sir. 542. All right. I didn't put the other ones in there. Look, there they are. They're going in the pot now. There we are. 5434. Mark Cording. 543 for you, Mark. Mark, I got new tambourine and maracas. Well, have I got me here? No, because you know I left the others at Mary's funeral. So I've got my new tambourine and maracas that will tomorrow be making an appearance at Central Station. 544 for Ant in Latvia. All right, there you go, Ant in Latvia. Hello, Mari. My beautiful Mari. 545, Mari. Mari, no. 545. Incidentally, if you're watching a recording of the show, get your ticket by email. There's the email address. I will reply to your email with your ticket number, okay? If you text in, if you can't do email or, chat box, then you can text in, use the number up there, but I won't be able to reply to that because I can't reply to texts, okay? 546 is for Steph. I've done yours, haven't I, Steph? Let's have a look there. Mike Responto. I think I'm going to start shortening the names on these, actually, because I kind of know most of the names on there. 547 for Angela Waters. I've not actually had anyone buy one yet for £10,000, which is very disappointing. 547. I'll only be able to ever sell maximum of 3 of these. Otherwise, I'll start going into the higher tax bracket. We can't have any of that, dear. No. No. A maximum of 3 fridge magnets per year. That's it. 547, Angela. She's in Melbourne, in Australia. All right. Kim McClelland. Hello, Kim. 548 for you, darling. Do join us tomorrow morning for the draw. McLelland. Sometimes people do say, what time is the show tomorrow? I don't have a set time to start shows, okay? Generally, they're usually on in the morning between 8:30 and 9:30, 10 o'clock start time, okay? But they can appear at any time. So make sure, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Make sure you click that subscribe and make sure the little bell is on. So whenever there's a show, you'll get a little bleep on your device, and then you'll know, okay? 548, Kim McClendon. The normal time for the show, I suppose, is, as I say, round about sometime between 8:30 and 10 in the morning, but they can appear, as indeed tonight we did, at any time, all right? I've done yours, Kim, haven't I? Clarissa says, I sounded like Eurovision then, did I? Ba, 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 ba. I love it. Steph, if I get a magnet from London, I'll send one back from Quorn. It's very kind of you, Steph. Very kind, darling. Hello to X-Country Adventures on YouTube this evening. Virginia Gonzalez, 549 for you, my darling. Virginia Gonzalez. There you go. 549 for you. There's your name on the back. Can you see that there? You can just about see that, can't you? All right. And 550 for... that's all right, Steph, darling. David in Hemel. David in Hemel. There you go. 550 for David. Let's keep going. Ian Days. Thank you. I've got another book of raffle tickets. We got yellow next time when we've run out of pink. We got yellow next time. 551 for Ian Days. 551 Ian. All right, there you go. Rob Shaggy Kershaw. Didn't I do you one, Rob? Oh. Thought I did you one, no? Did I miss your name out? Let's have a look there. No, can't see one there. 552 for Rob. 552. There you go, sir. All right, Rob. Kim might be asleep. That's all right, Kim. After the show is finished, it goes up as a recording. So you can just watch it in your own time. Bit like the BBC iPlayer, without it being on the BBC. I'm still waiting for that phone call, you know, to take over from the little Irish bloke. What's his name again? Graham... Oh, I can't remember his name now. You know, the little Irish bloke. I'm still waiting for a chat show like Parkinson or something like that. I used to like that programme. All right, hello to Katie Ann Patterson. Good evening, Katie. Rachel says, hubby's home, girl's got to get out of bed. Go and do the dinner. Get in that kitchen, lady. Hello to Merlin. Evening, Merlin. Clarissa Angeloni has her magnet and photo attached to her fridge. Just imagine that, boys and girls. With your fridge magnet of me and a photo, you can see me every morning. How lovely for you that is, isn't it, eh? All right, Rob, I've done you now, Mike. Michael Lawrence, thank you. Michael Lawrence, 5553. There you go, 553. Russ, I've done you. I'm done you, haven't I? Oh God. This is getting very complicated here. Russ. Oh, no, I suppose not. What's that one there? Russ, you are 554. Thank you, Graham Norton. That's the bloke, isn't it? Russ. He always looks, I don't know about, I mean, I quite like his character. He always looks like he needs a bloody good wash to me, doesn't he, you? Graham Norton. I think it's that beard. I don't do it for me, Russ. Russ Vernon. There you go, Russ. Okay. 554. There we go. Right. That's that one. What's your YouTube channel again, Chris? Steph. Chris Reardon UK. So youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. All one word. CHRISREARDON UK. And Matt Martins, ticket number 555. There we go. That's it. Okay. Sorry, it's going to happen that I miss out names sometimes. I just can't keep up with the messages flashing up there. So that will happen sometimes. Okay, it looks like I've done all the tickets. If I've missed you out, please speak now. And I'll go back and do you one, okay? However, the tickets I've stopped giving out now unless I've missed you out. If you want a ticket now, please email the show, Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and I'll reply to your email with your ticket number. All right. Merlin, I didn't know this till recently. Graham Norton makes his own rosé wine. Oh, does he really? Oh. I had an uncle who used to make his own beer. Uncle Terry. He's not with us anymore. I lost him some years ago. He was a great bloke. He had these buckets in this shed. He had buckets in a shed, and he used to make all this beer in there. It was really strong. I'm not a drink. I don't fancy beer or lager. I think it tastes vile, actually. But he used to drink this out and used to get really drunk on it, along with my cousins. 5564. Thank you, Steph. 556 for Adrian. Don't forget, gang, don't be caught asking for two, because if I realise that's happened, you'll never be able to join in again. Not even as a joke. Don't come back and then say, oh, it was only a joke. Too late. You've mucked up, mate. You mucked up. Kate Doody. Thank you, Kate. Doody, because I've got your names on there. 557 for you, Kate. All right, darling. There we are. Lots of guests on the Michael Parkinson show went on to develop Parkinson's disease. Of course they didn't, David. I think you've got that, mate. The way you come up on that stage sometimes, shaking like a leaf. No, that's actually a terrible thing to say. I do realise you're shaking because you're in the presence of such an international star like myself. That's what it is, isn't it? Is that everyone now, my darlings? Okay. Ellie, if I win a fridge magnet, Chris, will you pose in a photo with me in my Liverpool FC supporters kit and my red shorts against my fridge? Well, I mean, no, I'm not delivering these personally. That gets posted in a real letter with a first-class stamp on. Although, quite frankly, why I'm bothering putting first-class stamps on, we've got people that are waiting like a week for these to arrive, which is outrageous, isn't it? No, the only way I will deliver them is if you buy one for just the princely small sum of £10,000. Payable into my PayPal account, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. Pay that in, I'll deliver it personally, okay? If you're in Australia, no problem, I'll fly. With your £10,000, I'll even pay for the ticket out of my own money on the plane to come and deliver it to you. There you go. No extra. No, what a blooming bargain that is. You wouldn't get that on British Airways. Not that they're flying anywhere today. They're all on strike, aren't they? British Airways. How outrageous is that? The thing is with the British Airways thing, what annoys me really with that is that you book like a business class seat if you want a bit of comfort. It's not about class. It's not about class. If you want a bit of comfort, you've got to save up the money, right, and book business class. Right? You would think for that money you'd be able to choose your own seat for nothing. No, they want another 70 bloody quid. Shocking. Steph, I'll check my PayPal later, okay, my darling? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can come to Brighton, says Kim. Oh, it's a long way to go. Now, don't forget, the karaoke videos are in a different place from tomorrow, unless you're watching on YouTube, where we get cut off after a while. On Facebook, where we get cut off from a while. The YouTube, if you look on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK, bottom right-hand corner, it says featured channels. One of the channels featured there, you should be able to see Karaoke London. Subscribe to that. That's where, in future, the karaoke videos are going to be. All right, my loves? Right. Let's do the birthdays. Oh, we've jumped a day now, haven't we? Which means I might not be able to see them. Can I see those? Damn. No, because we've gone over the day. That means I've got to go backwards. 1 second. Let's do today's birthdays. Matthew today is 21 years old. Good evening, Matthew. That is Angela's son. Matthew today, 21 years old. Happy birthday to you, Matthew, sir. Also, birthdays today for, yesterday rather, Sunday now, because it's Monday now. So, Sunday birthday for Matt Gardner. Good morning, Matt. He's getting married next year. To John, happy birthday to you, Matt, for yesterday. Marios, one of our Manilow people. Good evening, Marios. Happy birthday to you for Sunday. Elizabeth Jenkins was 52 years old. Sama Abba Amir was 23 years old. Joanne Hibbert was her birthday yesterday. Jamie Doyle McCloskey, happy birthday for Sunday. Lisa Ann and Tracy Medleycott, I think that's how you say it. Happy birthday to you all, my darlings, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. Kim say my boyfriend's birthday is on the 25th. Oh, you got little oh, shut up. Shut up. Sorry, can you shut up? That's the orchestra over there playing. You can't see it. I have a full orchestra in here, you know. It's not just a tape, dear. It's not just an MP3, whatever you want to call it. CD, whatever. There's so many different names for these bits of music. Boyfriend's birthday on the 25th. So let us know on that day, Kim, if you're with us. And he'll go in the list as well. Lots of people wish other people happy birthday there. That's lovely, isn't it? Merlin, quite rightly, says it's disgusting that BA charge you for your seat. Yeah, did you not know that? Oh, yes. You book a business. I kid you not. When I've taken my nephew to Florida and Vegas in the last few years, and further before that, I went to Australia. You pay this money for a business class, and you know how dear they are. You've got to save the money up if you want it. Save the money for a decent-ish seat on the plane. And then, if you want to choose the seat more than 24 hours in advance, right, they want to charge you £60 to choose the seat. It's absolutely outrageous. In fact, I've spoken to BA staff, actually, who told me next time I fly to Australia or America, don't bother with them, go on Virgin. That's coming from the BA staff. That's how bad it's got there. And you know why that is, don't you? Because they got a bloke on there who used to run a budget airline. He's now running British Airways. Completely the wrong bloke for the job. It's not it's turning into a budget airline. Why not just call it Brit? You know, like Ryanair or Flybe. Just call it Brit, because it's not British Airways anymore, is it? Shocking. Merlin says it's disgusting BA charge you for your seat allocation in business. They are one of the only major carriers that do this for business and first, hence why I don't fly with them. Plus, they lost my luggage twice. Is that why you keep wearing the same clothes, Merlin? You walk into these jokes, dear. Well, you should have told me, love. I could bet you a pair of my old jeans, dear. Can you fit into a size 32 waist? No, neither can I, funnily enough. Neither can I. Never mind. I think we're done there. Are they gold-plated or what? The seats? Yeah, probably. Ellie says, that says Steph. Ellie says, is the seat on the aeroplane any cheaper if I sit on someone's knee? You are so naughty. It's anything to try and sit on my knee, isn't it? You really are naughty. All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Well, I'll probably see you in about 9 hours' time, sort of around about 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's when we'll have our raffle. Okay, and we'll see who's won this week's fridge magnet. Thanks ever so much. I'm going to have a cup of tea and then I'll go to bed, watch a little bit of telly first. I can't go to sleep straight after. I'm buzzing now, dear. Buzzing. Anyone want to come to bed with me? No, thank you. You might fart in my bed. No, thank you. Quite happy to sleep alone. Have a good sleep and I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Cheerio now.